Ladies and gents, welcome back to episode number 5 of the Cod Pod. Now today we are running things differently. Today this isn't anymore going to be the Cod Pod, this is going to be behind the barrel. So this is one of many things within our catalogue that we're going to be working on. We're bringing out a lot of content, a lot of planning been going on. Today I'm joined by Curran and Taylor, the usual co-hosts, and our guest today, from the shades to the jack of all trades, it's none other than the fantastic Mr. Axis. How are we doing, gents?
Very, very good.
Good. Right. Well, before we get into the podcast today, let's discuss two things very quickly. Obviously, those that follow us on Twitter would have seen our tweets about the CODPOD. So anything where you get, clips of in screams or GBs, whatever. Yeah, if you're streaming, if not, clip them, upload them to Twitter, upload them to YouTube, however, but send us the link. Now, you can send us the link to those via the original codpod at gmail.com, or you can DM us on Twitter. Either way, we'll pick up them, and then we'll be able to edit a video together. The winner each week will then be submitted into like a pool. So once we have the winner for a month, we'll then submit all 4 clips in one video to Twitter, and then you guys on Twitter will be able to vote on who you think is the winner, and the winner will get a £15 voucher card, whatever you want to call that, on something of their choice, so whether it be Steam, Xbox, PSN, whatever. Links to socials, so you got YouTube is the Cod Pod, Spotify the Cod Pod. You can also find us on Twitter at the OG Cod Pod. Instagram is the Cod Pod, and if you are listening, maybe you don't want to see us on YouTube, etc., then you can find us on anchor.fm/the Cod Pod. So all our socials will be underneath the YouTube channel, including Axis's socials. So we'll get your stream up there, and we'll also get your Twitter up there, bro.
Lethal.
So with that being said, I do just want to touch on a couple of things. So first of all, thank you for the support that we've had over the last few episodes. A lot of things that we've taken on board, hence why this week we're trying to improve, and we got more of a structure behind the channel. So rather than just having the Cod Pod, we've now got different segments. So like I said, today's Behind the Barrel, which is the podcast as you guys have known it. We've also got scrimmage showdowns, hopefully starting as of Sunday. I'll let you talk about that in a second, Aaron. I know that's something you've been working on and planning, etc.
Yep.
But before we do talk about those things, let's get into the first segment of Behind the Barrel. It's rewind time, Axis.
Oh.
And in this segment, this is basically where our guest each week, we'll talk to them, we'll find out their history, what they're doing, their past, the present, and the future. And just sort of everything about their gaming career, streaming, content creation, all of that good stuff. But enough of me talking. Axis, let's rewind the clock for the first time you had a taste for gaming.
Wait, this is going way back into the archives here. This is...
Let's go.
Back in the day, I started, it was MW3. I met my very first proper mate. And we were playing Erosion, and this is years ago. I think I was doing GCSEs at the time, and he was just, what was he doing? He was maybe about 11 or 12 or so. So this is how it all kicked off. I have known him since, and we've never met in real life. But we're still talking, we keep in touch. But he taught me into game battles and stuff. So we started playing them on Ghosts, and as it went on, ended up playing wagers and money hits and stuff, and grew into a group called the Con Players, believe it or not. But load of talented players in the group. Yeah, I was hilarious at the time. It was just a bunch of mates, and just all we'd done was played money hits basically. Yeah. But the group, I think there was about 20 to 21 people in the group. Just at all points, they had the likes of typical nerd, Ryan Gray, Mamantis, Killjoy FPS, aka TBK Addiction. He changed his name. Who else? Regs123. There's just a load of us. I mean, there's ones that left the group and stuff as well, but they're some of the main ones still from the scene. But it was good crack back in the day. The boy that got me into it was Schnally DDD.
What a name!
I know, mate. But yeah, he's from England, so he is. But he's probably one of the best lads I've ever met on this game. But he's the one that got Access FY started, put me on the scene.
Okay.
Where did you get the name from? Was there just a thinking behind it, or was it just top of your head?
Mate, I'll tell you how I got Access. Believe it or not, it was from Destiny. There used to be it was like one of the bad factions in it. They're like robots. It was just like, that sounds like a decent name, just Access. And then over the years, I put FY on it, and nobody ended up knowing what it stood for until I said it a while ago.
What does it stand for?
What is that?
Flanks you.
What's it stand?
Flanks you.
Oh!
Because I'm known for the Access flank.
Yeah.
I like that.
That sticks. Now I know why you got your little emote that says flanks you.
Yeah,
Axis flanks.
flanks.
Yeah.
So it all
thought
ties
it
in
was
ways.
Yeah, I thought it was something to do with like your name or somewhere along them lines. 'Cause
Yeah.
our three
So
descendants are all like our names, aren't they?
yeah, the Axis flank was like a flank on a flank. That's basically what an Axis flank is. So we always, like, whenever I used to be in the Money Hits lobbies, you just used to shout it out, Axis flank, and everyone knew straight away. But that's how it all started. It started in our wee chats, and then it grew.
All right. Well, obviously, before we jump into what you're doing currently, what you've just sort of announced the last couple of weeks, streaming for you. So that's how you got into competing. Was streaming just something that you sort of picked up along the side, or was that something that you sort of seen someone doing it and you was like, you know what, if they can do it, I can do it. You know, how did you get into streaming?
Well, I started off, I had a PlayStation camera at the time. And then, like, I was kind of doing it, but I wasn't really doing it. Like, I was streaming back on Ghosts on another account called Fox QS, which was one of my old gamer tags back in the day.
Right. We've had some awful gamer tags over the years. That was one of the things that I think we discussed a couple of weeks ago.
I think one of my best was a WizKid.
WizKid.
Mate, it was a Gears of War name. Everyone knew mine. It was a WizKid.
Yeah.
Actually, mine was kid on like AW as well, which is funny.
Definitely me.
I had Infected Psycho and spelled Psycho wrong.
Yeah, you did. He spelled it wrong and it was physical. So he legit spent about £8 on Microsoft points begging his dad for weeks. Dad, let me change your name. Let me change it. It's like, okay, son, you can change it. Right, so what's your clan called? Infected. Right, okay. Right, all of us had Infected. I can't remember what mine was called. I think it was like, I can't remember what it was called, but it was in the clan. And Aaron came back. He was like, yeah, boys, we changed it. I was like, Aaron, what? I spelled it wrong. it was like physical or something like that. I think it missed like the H out. It was funny.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
I was the same.
Go on.
I was the exact same. I had to make an account as well, and I had to misspell it because the name was taken, and I get so much stick for it. I just get messages every single day. Change your name, bro. You spelled it wrong. I was like, I know I spelled it wrong because it wouldn't let me take it the other way. But at that time, PSN didn't have you couldn't change the name, so I just I saw this. I'm making another account. I'm not dealing with this anymore. But back on Ghosts, I streamed on this other account and had about 137 odd followers or so. And I mind on Ghosts, I was doing this stream and it was alright. And then it started popping off. I was like, why is this popping off? Somebody came into the chat and view-botted me.
Oh, that's always nice.
It was not nice for what happened after that. I get so much hate at all these people coming into the chat, and I mind looking at it on the Twitch, on the Ghost panel.
Yeah.
Where it's like the top 3 in the world. I had like over 200 viewers and I was sitting third. And everyone was coming in the chat and they're like, oh, you're not a pro. You're view botting, and they started giving me hate for somebody else like doing me wrong type of thing.
Yeah.
So I ended up deleting that account and just making Access FY.
All right, and that was back in Ghost then. So
Yeah, that was back in Ghost, but I was on and off streaming until
yeah,
realistically Black Ops 4.
that's the
What
same
about
as
you
me.
guys?
Oh, when
Yeah,
I
'cause I
was
thought you did that, didn't you? Go on,
yeah,
Sam.
when I started streaming, I was probably around about the same time. Started off with FIFA, in and out of that. Started streaming Cod. Like I just sort of did what you just said, you know, in and out all the time. And then I think World War Two, when it Ashes, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing this streaming thing, and I think I've streamed consistently every day since. Well, not every day, you know, odd days off and that. But
You had Axis, you had a blow up, didn't you? Like another time, was it around Black Ops 4 when you
Yeah.
got like a significant amount of viewers and followers again? Because I
Yeah,
remember the same thing as well. Like you just pop off at one point for like a
Yeah.
week. Because Declan did it as well.
It was Black
What
Ops
happened
4.
there?
It was just league play, mate. I surrounded myself by good people, and they all just came into my stream and they were showing me support. One point, I think I had like 37 odd subs or something. It was absolutely mental.
yeah,
It's nice, isn't it, when you feel like you're getting
Yep.
shown appreciation.
it's nice when your friends support you.
It is, it's great. But I always show support back as well. It's all good.
Nah,
Nice, it is good.
it is good.
I've not spent a day away from Stanno streams, so I know that's not aimed at me.
Me hard, because I subbed to
Nah, it's towards our mutual ginger friend.
it.
I know he'll listen. Man like Smith.
Oh, Smith.
Yeah. So anyway, we can go a little bit off topic here. I'm hoping that this guy is okay. Declan hasn't streamed. I think he deleted his Twitter. I think his Twitch has disappeared. And I know all three of us know of him.
Yep.
I mean, you probably spent
His missus cranked the whips, come on.
The last time.
Mate, I was trying to find him right on Twitter because I wanted him on the show. I wanted to be like, you know, where have you gone? But I can't find his Twitter anymore. He doesn't stream anymore. I mean, if anyone out there has got a contact for him,
I get their contact, don't worry about that, mate. I can hook you up.
Yes, right, that's what I'm talking.
I know Ali had a
The last I
girlfriend,
heard is woman from America was over. I mean,
yeah,
respect him, he's in a long distance relationship like that, but I think anyone here would do the same. You know, you have to put like somebody like that in your life first. If they're coming over from America to visit.
Bro, because me and Aaron are on the same picture
The
here.
guy was blowing up.
The
guy
guy
was blowing up.
The guy literally streamed every single day for the best
He could've
part of
changed his
8 or
life.
9 months. And about 2 months before he stopped streaming, he was consistently pulling between 30 and 60 views. He was properly on the road to getting partner. You know, he had 60 something subs, I think, at one point, to the point where he was literally paying his uni gas fees and penalty fines and shit with the stuff he was earning through Twitch. Like, my guy was popping off. And then his missus come over, and fair enough, Axis, on your point, you know, yeah, you do have to obviously set aside time for them, but that's your dream. And if your missus can't support that dream of yours, then it's one of them, innit? But yeah,
The way he simply went, when he went big, well, retrospectively big, it was more of, when his missus came over, at that point in his streaming career, he had to look at it as a job.
Yeah.
It was a job. It was
Yeah.
if it was a weekend job or a mid like night job because of uni and stuff, but it was a job, and I bet all he had to do to his missus is explain, look, you're on couch tonight, love.
Bro, his missus was always in his streams though as well. So, because you know, but anyway, today is not about Declan. It is about the main man Axis. So, started off streaming on and off in Ghosts. Obviously, Black Ops 4. We just touched on that. That you know you got another big following. And then, like I said in my video on Twitter the other day, here at the Cod Pod, especially on Behind the Barrel, we want to celebrate some successes of the guests that we brought on. So, Black Ops 4, I think it was Black Ops 4 actually. I don't think it was this show. I'm thinking it's Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4.
My guy, unfortunately, you lost a good friend of yours, and due to that, you thought, you know what? I'm going to use a platform that I've built up over the last few years. I'm going to do a charity for the Scottish Association for Mental Health. Now, obviously, you chose that charity because that was the only one I think that Just Giving had at the time. Is that
Yep.
is that right? And bro, I mean, you go ahead, man. Tell the story. This is your success, man. So I'm not gonna tell anybody how much you raised or anything like that. Like you just kill it, bro.
All right. So I tell you, it wasn't Black Ops 4. It was the start of the beta.
Was
Because
it?
that's
Yeah. Oh, it was.
that's
Yes.
what I done
Right.
it on.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, I knew it weren't like fully in the game. That's why I was a bit stuck between the two. But yeah, go on.
That
Start
it was
watching
the
it,
most
I didn't hear
like
it
it
come
was
out.
so. I could have put it. It was so stressful for me to play that game for 24 hours, just constant pubs.
The beta as well. Like, you know, those
Because
that have played this game know that when that beta was out, there was what, 3 maps,
Yeah,
maps, 2
that
game
was-
modes, and they were all trash.
it was Azir's Cave was one of them.
Yeah.
Second one was what do you call that map? It's like the big
Ark,
open one.
Arklough Peak, I think, was on there, wasn't it? And Hackney Yard.
what-
Hackney Yard was on there.
But what do you call the all big open one? It's like there's a building, like a broken building.
Oh,
and then it's
Grasna Raid. Grasna
like
Raid.
Raid, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I have just vivid visions of playing them two over and over again. I must have played them about 100 times that night for 24 hours. But yeah, it was like we were out in holiday as a family, and I got news off my dad from his best friend. And it was his oldest lad. He was 21, 22, and he had just passed away. He had. I don't really want to go into too much detail. But
Yeah,
respect
yeah,
for
no, that's obviously,
But,
that's fine.
we got news he passed away, so I tried, like I was trying to contact him and was trying to help him, trying to talk to him and stuff, and he wouldn't let me help. So he ended up blocking me off Facebook and stuff, you know, as if like nobody really cared about him and stuff like that. And he deleted his Facebook, and there's just no way of contacting him. And I told it all. I said to him, look, I tried my best to do everything, but he's just got a mind of his own at the minute, you know. You can't really do anything to help him. And basically after that, we found out I just come home from Turkey. We were in Turkey at the point, me and my family. And we'd received the news, and we're all kind of heartbroken about it. Like, but we're like, you know, we're on holiday, so we can't really do anything.
Yeah.
Then I started thinking, you know, it kind of popped off there on Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 streaming. So I got maybe I'll do something good. I know the family was kind of well off at the time. I was like, I'm going to do a charity stream. And I tried to get as many people involved in it as a stream at the point. Load of ones were saying they were going to do the 24 hours, and
Yeah, yeah.
I remember just nobody turned up to do the 24 hours. Just like a load of them were quitting and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had a few mates were joined me through the night. Carl and Donnie and Stanno was in here as well. Stanno even brought us down to the stream.
I
as
think
well.
literally, bro, from my point of view, it's like I streamed with you late, I think, because you started it on a
Yeah.
Friday night, I think it was, Friday into a Saturday.
Yeah, Friday.
And I played late with you on the Friday. I even was like, to my missus, I was like, look, and these two know, man, Friday nights, it's sacred that I always go round. And that Friday night, I was like, listen, I was like, you need to sort your own tea out. I'm backing my boy. I'll see you at like 11 o'clock. And I think I ran it through till like 11.
Yeah.
And then the next day I woke up and I jumped straight on. And I think Blazing that was on as well with you at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I was like, I dropped a little cheeky £10 donation. I was like, right, I'm getting my dad involved with this, bro. And we went to the pub. And I was like, let me show you something. I was like, my mate's streaming for like mental health charity and that. I was like, and when I was like, how do I donate? I was like, here you go, there's a link. And I think my dad dropped like 20 quid on you. I was like, oh shit, you bought that.
It was absolutely mad. Like I had one of the donations I think was £50.
50 quid, yeah.
And it honestly, mate, it just blew my mind. And I just want to shout that person out, Laura Davies.
Yeah.
Who was in Cryptic Gaming with me at the time. Or, well, this is before they disbanded, but I've known her for maybe 3 or 4 years now. And just for somebody to come into my stream like that for a charity stream and just donate money, I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know why people would want to help me that much, but it was so relieving for me. Just like even after the stream was over, I just crashed the next day. I was so tired, mate. Ended up raising about £320 or something for charity.
Yeah, that's huge,
That's big.
man.
That is massive.
It's mental.
That's massive
Mate,
because there's
To raise a tenner is good.
yeah,
Not gonna lie. Like
Yeah,
to raise anything is good, but to raise £320, especially something that's close to your heart,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know,
Just
And,
shows, just shows, doesn't it? Like the community can get.
the community is
There's
very
loads of
positive.
people in there. You just need to stick positive, and I mate, take my hat off to you, Axis. I really do.
Yeah,
I wish I could thank everyone personally, you know, that way. Like I wish I could meet everyone in real life who all
Yeah.
donated the money to me and just thank them personally. But I think as well as that, we did have some giveaways and stuff being given out that night as well. So
yeah,
it was like people were saying, "Will you hit this target? We'll do stuff for you." And I think I think most people kept their word. I'm not too sure. I didn't really chase up about it. I was too tired at that point. So I linked the people that had won the giveaways anyway to the people's Twitter that was doing the stuff anyway.
yeah, yeah.
But
This is a big question for me, man. That night, everyone that knows you, us three here, we said it before we even went live. How many Red Bulls did you get through during that 24-hour period, bro?
I lost. Stanno, I'll be honest with you, I lost count. Honestly, mate, it was the same as me at Malta. Like, I had never crashed so hard on Monday after Malta, mate. I just popped so many Red Bulls. Like, I was drinking them during stream. I was drinking them in the night out. And see on Monday morning, I just had the biggest come down ever. Like, I just like it was basically like drugs. It was just like pure caffeine.
All of us were like, bro, you don't need to drink all them Red Bulls, bro. Just keep yourself
I remember seeing a
hydrated.
picture of a big crate.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it on Twitter. and I
Yeah,
thought,
it's like-
what? That's a heart attack to happen. That.
I'm surprised you're not dead. Fuck me.
Gee, mate, that's a heart attack to happen. Mate, I saw it and I thought you couldn't drink it. Did you drink every single one of them?
I think I had maybe one or two left, but mainly I drank all of them. I remember at one point as well, I went and made a cup of tea,
Madness.
and then I poured Red Bull into my cup of tea to make it stronger. And it was so
Legit, someone
How
out
long
there,
did it take for your
someone out there
taste
needs
buds
to
to come back?
hook this guy up with a sponsorship, man, with Red Bull. Like, he
Mate,
single-handedly keeps them open year on year.
anything to do with Andrew just drinks them all over it. Like there's
Mate,
that.
should get me Ray-Ban sponsorship for his new
I
shades.
would only do I would only do Red Bull for like streaming and stuff, but in work I would always be drinking Boost, which is an NA drink.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like they have like
Boost is,
favorite drinks.
yeah.
Oh, some of theirs is unreal.
Boost
but
is dangerous, bro.
Everything's dangerous, mate.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you
it
stronger.
tastes crap as well.
Boost was like, what, you get like 1.5 litres for like 75p, man, at free.
I know, mate. But I buy the wee cans, like they've like a cola one, they've like a fruit punch one, but mainly M2, like they're unreal. But I could go through maybe 5 of them in an hour or something, just easy.
Oh, I don't think I could do it. We used to drink them when you were younger. You could buy like the 20p ones from but no.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh, he's going. Oh, he's going.
What was he drinking?
Got these from a Jaeger bombs, didn't I?
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Oh,
Them Yeah.
oh yes.
Mate, these
Oh.
are vile.
Yeah, they are right.
I've got 8 of them here. They will not get opened unless my Jaeger bottle gets opened.
I've got 2 of the emo juice left. And
They're
here's some
vile. They are horrid.
emo juice.
I've got a very,
Oh,
very
gee,
good
oh,
question
monster.
after this.
I was
That's
planning to
just-
use
Other
them last-
energy drinks are available. What?
Yo, ask this.
Yeah.
When are your glasses coming back?
Oh, yeah, man, we never touched on this. Did we?
Oh, I might have sat on them in the shorty stream,
yeah.
so I need to get new ones.
Someone sponsor
just-
access.
Just for you guys.
Oh, yes. Little exclusive.
Oi.
Yay! There we go.
Have to do it, boys. I have to do it.
This is what we came for.
This is it, man. This is what you guys tuned in, or everyone here that tuned in wanted to see him like that. Let's go.
Oh, but mate, see out in Malta, I was rocking around with a Saturdays on in the nightclub, and the last I heard, Remark ran off with him, so Remark still has him to this very day.
Yeah, Remark, if you got him, mate, could you send him back, please?
It's all good, mate. Keep him.
Right,
Put
well,
the money, but they will make money off it.
I mean, there's two things we can do here. Obviously, let's touch on the most recent charity stream that you've done, and then we'll move on to Malta 1.0 that you attended. So, I mean, I'll let you talk about it because I don't really know too much about it. I just sort of seen that you were part of like another 24-hour stream, weren't it? But I think it was split between different people at different times. So, was that with Locus Empire, or was that with the stream team that you was with for a while?
That's the stream team, Croft Nation.
Okay.
So, whenever the Australian wildfires were kicking off, Croft was like, we gotta do something to raise money here. So, we basically decided as a team to do like a 24-hour stream team. But unfortunately, my PC couldn't hold up. Like, I tried everything. I tried resetting my stream. And I was going to do from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And just, like, I had 18 viewers or something in the stream at one point, which was mental, considering I hadn't streamed in a while and stuff like that. So people were coming in to support me, but the gameplay was too laggy, so I felt real bad about it, but I had to end stream because nothing was working for me at all. Like, I had my streaming settings down to the lowest quality ever, and it just wasn't working. I didn't have my RAM in at the time or my graphics card. But I just kept on supporting the ones that were doing it. That you know, I dropped money myself, like a lot of money myself, because I felt that bad for it.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to give, because it was other people needed the money. I have money about me, but it's like, there's ones kicked out of their homes. I mean, nobody would want to be in that situation whatsoever. Like, abandoned from your house. You have to go into shelter. You have to be, you're in a room with like different strangers and stuff. People are donating food to you. You've left all your possessions behind.
Yeah.
But even for the firefighters as well, going out to fight something like that, it's crazy. Like, I've been to Australia myself, and I barely remember getting off the plane, but it's the longest journey ever. Like, it was completely mental when I went. I went, I'd be about 16 or 17, still in school with a family, and we had my dad had friends over there, so we went over to see them, and we got off at Dubai, and the boy on the plane beside me decided to get off. He was like Slovakian or somewhere. He was like somewhere, out that side. He got off in Dubai, the strictest place in the world, and decided to drink for 2 or 3 hours and not get back on the plane.
No.
So
He's one
there was a white flag called, and the bomb squad and the army and all was on the plane. This is maybe about 3 o'clock in the morning. You're just going, let me onto this plane so I can sleep. They got us on the plane. They took us off the plane. The sniffer dogs and the army and all. And then they eventually loaded us on the plane. They took us luggage and all off. And they're like, we can't confirm we've apprehended the culprit. He was found at the pub and he's now been taken to jail. So
in Dubai.
Jesus.
In Dubai, mate. And I was
GG's
sitting there
to him,
going,
man.
I was sitting there going, mate, this is mental. It's like, it's different countries, but whenever you start talking to people over about the Middle East and stuff, it's proper strict. Like, I've had friends, families, like friends, like they're like bro. Well, one of my mates' bros who I work with, his bro got arrested or something because you're not, say after you drink out there, you're not allowed to walk the streets, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you
But
got
he tried walking home and he got lifted by the cops and thrown in jail that night. He woke up and he was like, "Oh, how'd they get in here?"
Right, let's bring it back, man. So $720 raised, weren't it, by Croft Nation for the Australian
Australian dollars. It was
Australian
absolutely
dollars,
phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a massive amount because Croft Nation, if I'm right in thinking as well, their social following is not massive, is it either? It's just that obviously the goal is that we're part of it, use every single inch of their platform they have and fully, you know, that's a massive amount of money, man. There's no words for that really. You know, $720 for people. I think they've got what, just short of 200-300 followers on Twitter. I think. Yeah. So you know that's massive amount for that
be a
following.
bit more. They were merged with RT, but then, you know, just wanted to do their own thing separately. So it was like, you know, two orgs, and they just decided to be two orgs again.
Yeah.
But Croft has always been like a big stream team to have, and I mean, they're all amazing people. There's not one of them that, you know, they've all got your back at different times. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Let's
they're
on,
like,
carry on.
whenever they're raising money, the stuff that some of them was doing, one of the members was doing burpees on stream. For every donation she done 10 burpees. Honestly, I wouldn't have done that. That, you know, I'd rather sing or dance, and that was the very top limit than do burpees. I could not do them ever again.
All right. Well, obviously you touched on. I know we're jumping all over the place here, but you touched on Mortal 1.0.
Yep.
So, what was your involvement within that? Did you go just to spectate, or was you there to cast? You know, what was your involvement with that?
I went as a player, and then I ended up casting. I think it was a semi-finals game. I think it was. But originally as a player, it was the two boys I met like live 10 minutes away from me, and I didn't really know that until I started like playing pro points with them. Black Ops
Small
4.
world.
I made a crazy small world. Kaz, EU, and Oshin Conway. But they live like really close to me. So basically they struggled to get a team, and I had a few days off, and my factory shuts down, but they give us a few days like lay time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I had a few days left, and I was like, what could I do here? Bit of money, you know, a bit of holidays. So I was like, I'll go help these boys out. So I was like, I'll go to my first LAN, you know, amateur LAN out in Malta, Christmas time, you know, about 30 degrees. You can't get any better than that, mate.
Shit on.
So
Got those shades on you.
the preparation I put in was insane. Like I finished at 4 o'clock every day, came home, lapped to maybe like 10 o'clock at night, and then got up because our fourth player didn't come on that time, but we'd been a team for about 2 weeks or something, so we did, and it was just so hectic. It was the weirdest thing I've ever done in my life. I'd slept from like 4 o'clock that evening to 10 o'clock, like 10 p.m. Woke up before 11, where our fourth player came in, and scrimmed till like 3 o'clock that morning. Went to bed and got up for work the next day. Done that for 2 weeks straight, and we never got the results. But it's just the effort you have to put in. Well, players like were snaking us, you know. I'm not going to mention who they were, but it doesn't really matter. So it ended up Twist, Gavin, me, Oshin, and B2FPS, David. So it was like a full Northern Irish team. I'm going to say Northern Irish. I don't want to start anything between the boys, but yeah, it was the funniest land I've ever been to. The very first night we landed there, it was like maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. We had a hotel that we got into, and it was the worst thing ever. My bed was in, like, as soon as you walk in through the door, and the other beds were in the back room. So like my bed was in the kitchen area.
Oh.
I'd have snagged the back room 100%.
And Curtis,
I ain't been the first person that murderer sees or something.
You know what I mean?
Check him.
dude, I was the oldest.
out of bed. Like, nope.
If anyone has to go to the front, it's got to be me because I'm the oldest. Like, but I ended up taking the very front bed, and them three were landing in the back room, so they were going to be safe enough. So I went down to meet our mate who was in the hotel, like down the street, and we met him halfway. We met him outside the Seashells Resort, which your guest was staying in that time, Connor Mays.
Oh yeah.
And I'll get into the story, but it ended up that there was 6 of us, so we didn't take the elevator. We decided to walk the stairs instead because the elevator only holded about 3 or 4 people. It was like so confined. We got up the stairs. We went up 2 flights of stairs, and we thought we were on our level. We used our QR key or our room key to open up another man's door. There were 6 of us strangers standing in this room, and we heard shouting coming from the shower. So we all bolted up the next flight of stairs and ran into our room and slammed the door. And then we're like, what happened? You know, we're all in disbelief.
And you still took that first bed.
No, mate. No, we all decided at that point that this like hotel was chalked. So
Yeah, that is.
My covers would be on the fucking floor, let me tell you.
Conway, he'd get on the phone to his dad, and his dad came in clutch for us. He'd went and got us rooms in the Seashells, but like we had to go down to the Seashells to book in and stuff. And we ended up like, this is maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning. Gavin started twisting with the owner of the hotel. We all wanted a refund. And we're near getting ready to box the owner of the hotel. And I was like, this lad's not worth it, dude. You know, don't bother.
Halfway through the argument, Axis flank.
But we'd left that hotel and we'd have arrived there. This is like early hours of Friday morning. And we'd been in the Seashells Resort. I seen Connor Mays and a few of the future ones, I think. James was with him and maybe Penguin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Penguin.
they would have, wouldn't they? Yeah.
And they were walking down the stairs and they're like, what happened to you? And all, we're like, oh, it's insane. So we started telling them the story. And then the receptionist was like, you can't book in at their desk, so you're going to have to book in online. And we're like, we're standing here in the lobby without internet access. How can we book in? So Oshin got on the phone to his dad and he sorted it all out. And everyone paid his dad whenever we got back. So it was just like we're in a really bad spot at that point. But big props to Oshin for helping us all out. Like, it was the best thing that ever happened to us. You know, if we had stayed in that lawn any longer in that hotel room, it would have been an absolute nightmare. It was
in between his tap and do all that.
I was so ropey, so it was, boys. I'm not even joking. Like, the quality of the room, man, it was horrible. Like, you know, we went from like, it was like living in Slumdog Millionaire to like going and living in a mansion out in Dubai. Like, I was just something else. But it was such a good event. Like, online, we didn't really. I didn't turn up online at all whatsoever until the last day where it mattered, and it was a roll call. They decided to switch me from SOG to Maddox because I'd been warming up with Maddox, and I popped off. We played Efficiency, who placed like T6 or something. In our
Wait. So you was a SOG player?
Yeah, online.
Before the roll, you warmed up with a Maddox.
Yeah. Dude,
No wonder your ass fucking dropped.
I was like, I couldn't hit shots with a SOG whatsoever. So I was like,
Fucking tell.
I'm gonna try what Maddox online, but it's so different. It's such a different feeling, you know. Like from online to LAN, like in the scrims and stuff, I was running about beaming kids and all, just ego channeling everyone, you know, just doing my job. I was just that player that like. I was like kind of like
annoying.
I was being annoying, really. But online, it was just a different story. I was just singled out. I couldn't really do anything. And it was my teammates, they decided at the last of it. Like, I just kept on popping red balls, and I was like, I hope this makes me cracked. I popped that many red balls, I started to shake. I'd pop red balls. Remarquee landed down with like water for us. Covered in X Gamer, I think it was. Like, he had brought all this like gamer shop stuff over for us. It was absolutely insane. We'd played Efficiency, just been singled out. Then we played these French ones, like what our argument were Ronda and stuff. We were meant to play our next game the very next morning, but for some reason Ronda thought we were meant to play that night, and our teammate was tired, and then our teammate was like, "Yeah, we'll play, and then ended up talking him out of it. I was like, "Dude, like we're tired. We've came all this way from Ireland, like we've had a bit of a rough night with the hotel and stuff. Can we not come back tomorrow?" I goes on the bracket. It says that efficiency's meant to play the French team. We only had 3 in our group, including us. So one of the teams in our group didn't show, so we had an automatic win. So we're going to place third regardless.
Yeah.
And in the losers, they decided to switch me to Maddox, and I don't even want to talk about our very first map. It was just the most unluckiest thing ever. We lost by 11 points. I died 5 points off streaks. We played the game with 4-man comms. It was just so rough. We'd played the Polish team, who was Johnson, MV Peter, I think his name is. And it was like a load of Polish players anyway, but they're a fairly talented team. And Johnson and me had a bit, like, we were winding each other up, but like there was no beef between it and stuff, But he stood up and he screamed, "Let's go!" Like out there. At the end of S&D, I dropped like 14 or something. I told him to sit down. My teammates were all looking up at me. Where did that come out of? But I put that nicely, but it wasn't really nice. But I went over and shook his...
nicely, yeah.
I went over and shook
Stand up to me like that, you'd have me right triggering your fucking fod.
It was funny, it was proper. It was like, it didn't really mean anything. It was just in the heat of the moment, you could say.
Yeah.
But I went over and shook his hand, and I was like, "You guys played insane, Our last 2 maps were we lost by 11 on Hacienda with 4-man comms, so we were proud of ourselves regardless. S&D we won that, and then we just got tanked in our worst map frequency. It was just, we couldn't do anything. We'd like control and hardpoint, we just got wiped out. It was just nothing we could do. But I ended up, it was a Sunday. We arrived there early, and Higgs' team was playing. Between Higgs and Connor Mez done the casting.
Yeah.
Because they're a solo caster, as Connor was saying. And Connor wasn't here, and Higgs was playing, so they're like, "We need someone to cast." So I was like, "I'll do it." And there's still a photo of me this day where I done the casting, and I had a picture taken with the caster. And I was covered in spots. The amount of Red Bull I had consumed. I'd been out the night before as well. So I was still a bit rough, and he was like, "Can I get you anything?" I was like, "Well, what can you get me?" And he's like, "Red Bull." I was like, "Yes, please."
Of course you can.
But it was hilarious. So it was. I just so many Red Bulls that weekend. It was a good event though. Everyone was all friendly at it. The French, like one of them broke GA rules on main stage and pulled out rad shields and stuff, and they still got beat. A load of people didn't like the French at the event, but I'm not one to judge.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, wow. Axis. We
Yes,
have
big-
walked down memory lane.
Oh yes.
We have discussed your past, present and future.
Yep.
Now we're going to take a left turn into the firing range. Ash, let's explain it. Go for it.
Well, hopefully you're still warmed up from using your SOG, from your Maddox. Because, right, fire range is something where we're going to give you quick fire questions. So you have to give the answer on the spot. So I don't want anything. I just want it to roll off your tongue.
All right.
So there's going to be 2 segments. So the first one is going to be about COD, and the next one is going to be some general ones as well. So just like general, if or are or would you rather, stuff like that. So we'll start off with the first one: jetpack or boots?
Boots.
Intervention or M4 0A3?
Intervention.
Ooh. Ooh.
Best card.
Modern Warfare 3 for me, definite.
What?
Like,
Worst
do you,
COD.
do you mean competitive?
No, no,
or-
can't explain
whoa,
it.
whoa,
you
you can't explain
No,
it.
no, no.
Whoa.
Worst COD.
Worst COD. AW.
In comp, best gun of all the CODs you played. So what's the
pissed.
best gun?
Modox.
Yo, I'm doing man. I'm out.
In comp, worst gun out of all the CODs.
Worst gun.
Fucking song by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah, so gone on, definite.
Right, best camo out of all the CODs.
Gold.
Is that because it's the only one you got?
Yeah. I do great for camos, please.
Oh, camo, I'm a one warfare too. That was a bad boy. Worst camo.
I honestly don't know. I can't really remember camos.
Right, if you had one day to spend with a Call of Duty pro, who would it be and why?
Gotta say Tommy. Tommy
Why?
he's just
Solid.
been on the scene. He's one of the friendliest people. Like, if you're ever in his streams, he'll always talk to you.
Yep.
You know, you send him a message, he'll always message you back. He deserves all the support. And he just deserves everything for the EU scene. He's probably the biggest name on the EU scene for streaming, for being friendly, just being amazing.
Yep. Right. If you had one day to spend with somebody from the AM scene, who would it be and why?
The arm scene.
Mm.
I'm fishing here.
Oh, you guys, may as well go.
No. Pick somebody.
That's the cop. That's the cop.
That's a cop out. That. Right. We're going to the general ones.
Yeah.
Right, tea or coffee?
Tea.
Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
Phone or computer?
Computer.
YouTube or Twitch?
Twitch.
Twitter or Instagram?
Twitter.
Right. Would you rather have loads of followers but not have a loyal fan base? You could have millions of followers, or have little followers and a loyal fan base.
Little followers, loyal fan base.
Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality, or like a 6 with amazing personality?
Definite 6.
Yo, who thought of these questions, man?
Would you rather be the first person to explore a planet, or be the inventor of a drug that cures a deadly disease?
Inventor of a drug.
Nah.
Mate, look how much
Bro.
exposure you're getting on the planet.
I want to be an astronaut, bro. Come on.
Man, I don't care about the planets. If I'm saving lives, that's good
Bro,
enough for me.
you got the glasses and everything for an astronaut. Like, what is that?
Aye, but there's no, like, I mean, you wouldn't be able to wear these up in space, like.
I'm going where Eminem said, spacebound.
Would you rather go back to when you were 5 or visit your future self?
That's my future self, I guess.
No, it's not your future, it's your present.
Oh,
So
well,
80-year-olds, for example. So you
Yeah.
go back when you were 5 or visit like your future self, so like 80.
I would visit my future self, ask
Why?
him questions about the rest of my life until I'm 80.
Sorry,
Right. Would you rather know how you die or when you die?
To be fair, I'm not afraid today, so it doesn't really matter me.
Yo.
So, would you rather how you die or when you die?
When I die, I guess.
Nah, I would just want to know when.
Judgment Day, wouldn't it?
I'd want to know when and why, because I'm dodging that shit.
Just
I'm staying
when,
in my
because
room, bro, and if it's electrocuted, I'm never coming back.
I wouldn't really care when I die, or like how I die, but I'd rather want to know how long I've got left on Earth.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Right. Would you rather have dicks as fingers or ball sacks as toes?
What sort of a question? Oh,
That's brilliant, man.
Pick one.
Could you
well,
imagine?
Dix's
Could
fingers
you
are
imagine?
if we just load of sperm coming in, I'd feel like Tyson Fury.
Ball sacks as toes in?
Ball sacks his toes, man.
Right. last two. If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
A flanker. That's 2 words. Shit.
No, flanker's one word. Oh, a flanker. All right, this is fun.
Flank.
Oh,
Even his phone's done with that one.
All right, last one. What are your goals for 2020? So we already know that you've set up an org.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are your
Locus
goals for
Empire.
2020?
2020, I want to smash it. I want to hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, which
You're not far
Yeah,
off.
50
though,
away,
anyway.
aren't you?
I'm not
Yeah,
far off
50
to
away.
doing that. 50 away. I want to grow my Twitch as well, and I want to be putting out the best content that I can put out. Going to say in the world, but I want to just be a better version of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to start hitting the gym again in 2020, so I want to become fit again.
Right. First tip: stop drinking Red Bull.
Second tip:
That's it,
start
that's it.
drinking Jack Daniels. And the org, I want to grow the org as well. I've got
Yeah.
amazing people in the org, and it's more like a family to us. So we just want to smash it out as best as possible.
Well, I know
So
we
what's
have
the
a.
Good luck with that.
aspiration? Oh, sorry, what's the aspiration for the org? Like, where do you see yourself? So
Where
I've
does-
been been looking at. You've done good announcements and stuff, and with Fortnite, etc. So what's the path?
What's the path? Well, there's going to be. We've got 2 FIFA players going to LAN. One of them's going to play at Stamford Bridge,
Yeah,
the Chelsea Stadium.
Yeah.
He placed top 3 out of the qualifiers for it, so he's going to play there. And the other one is going to play at Brighton. He done the qualifiers for that. 2 of them were doing tourneys last night, and they finished up well in it, and it continues today. The Fortnite team as well. They're going. We have a team going to LAN here in Denmark, coming up at the end of this month, and we have another team going to LAN in Norway in April as well. So get these boys to LAN, and hopefully we'll get good results out of it. There are a bunch of great guys, and I mean, I couldn't have started an org with a better Ben. Just he knows what he's doing. Me and him have the exact same ideas. It's like the way you boys started the Cod Pod. You all have the same idea. You all
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to do the exact same thing, type of thing. We have that. We're in sync. It's absolutely unreal. We've made plays. We're just bringing in people to expand our org as well.
Yeah.
We've had a few COD offers, but we turned them down because I don't think right now is the time to venture into COD.
No.
I think from experience, like you do just get random 5 players who just put a team together overnight and come messaging you. So
Yeah.
the only advice we could give you is just keep an eye on who's moving where as best as you can, because you can just get a team of 5 just messaging you and going, right, we're looking for an org, we want to attend the LANs, we want to do the online, and you put your money into it, and within a week they're just not even there.
Yeah.
They just don't want to finger. So just be wary of, just check the Twitter profiles. That's what I started doing, checking the profiles, seeing how long they've been teaming together.
Bit of
Could you do live?
research.
Yeah, do some research about it, because
Yeah.
do live.
That's what I was doing there. I mean, I had a few great offers. One stood out to me more than anything, but I'll not really go into it. But I messaged them and I was like, "Yo, this is such a good offer, but I don't want to really invest in the COD. Like, I need to find my feet."
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Just do it at
So-
your own pace.
Like we've got 2 teams on already, 2 Fortnite teams and 2 FIFA teams, and we're funding the FIFA teams in the leagues as well. I mean, one of them is really talented. I mean, his record's absolutely amazing. And
Yeah.
if anyone that watches this podcast wants to play him, just give me a shout in the DMs and we'll arrange something.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him playing and it's just mind blowing. He's so humble and he doesn't really care about growing. You know, he wants to represent an org, you know, that's going to support him, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, he's not interested
Look,
in Cloud or anything, which is fantastic.
With you talking about obviously not picking up a Call of Duty team,
Yes.
And this will be the perfect time to talk about it. So over at the Cod Pod, from hopefully the 26th of January, we are going to be starting a Sunday skirmish, which basically we are going to get 6 to 8 skirmish ladder. It's all practice, streamed on Twitch, casted by our very own Stanno.
Oi, oi.
We are going to be, myself will be in the game. I'll be recording the stats for the players to put them together on like a spreadsheet and Excel, so they've always got something to go back on.
Mm-hmm.
We currently have 4 spaces filled. We've got 2 teams waiting on standby. One of them is going to let me know today. That's basically all it is. From Sunday 6 p.m. till 10 p.m. the games will be live streamed via Twitch, which Stanno will be setting up, and we'll drop an announcement on Twitter.
Yep, Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram. So for yourself, Alexis, that might be something to watch, because I will tell you now, there is some teams that have joined that don't have an organisation yet.
No.
Yeah.
What was it called?
Like, it's not something you're looking
Blazing
into.
Squad or something like that.
We was going to call them, obviously, their name and core.
Yeah.
And then they got back to us, and they called themselves the Buzzard Squad or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I rate it. At least they're joining in. So as I say, it's going to be Sunday, the 26th of January, if we can fill the teams. It's a scrim organised by us for you.
Yeah.
Casted with stats, map wins, map losses.
Basically, it's
kills
going to be
for,
a league.
kills against. Yeah, it's a practice league. It's what I found when trying to compete was you would constantly try and find scrims, one after another. You'd play a team one map, they'd be quit because you've either smoked them or they've smoked you and they think they're too good. So this is going to be, there's some rules. You've got to play out the full rotation of either a hard point or a domination.
Yeah.
Your team will only be on stream for the rotation of either hardpoint or dom, and then we'll go around to pick up another team on stream, so that everybody will always get a chance to be on stream and be casted and have stats recorded.
Yeah, I think it's important to highlight the VODs as well. It's like you'll be able to access the VODs on Twitch. So if you're self-coaching or you've got a coach within your team, they can just go back on the stream and just have a little bit of a watch, because obviously this year there's not theatre mode, and with Stanno casting over it as well, he might have somebody else with him, we don't know. I think it's a good insight from Stanno's perspective, and he's basically coaching, could coach / cast, you know what I mean? So I think it's good for that in that sense as well.
Well, that sounds amazing, boys.
Another thing that we said we was doing as well is obviously with us casting scrims, when the guys at EEG or Val or whoever it is are casting those events, if they have seen our series, then they'll know how the teams have performed in scrims. So we're almost helping out all the content within the AM scene.
It's a help hold. Like, once I've done the Excel, once I've done a spreadsheet, if there's a land turning up, I'll send the information across if them type of teams are going. You know, like you said, we will shout them out, Buffers and Connor. They have helped us give us some really good information on basically how to structure a podcast. How to improve. That's what we've tried to do this week. It will be jittery. It's always a learning curve. But them two especially have been in a call and a chat with us this week, trying to help us out. So we will do the best and utmost we can to help them out as well.
Yeah. So if they ever needed the stats information, some of the players or teams are there, then we'll just send them straight across to him.
All right, so let's round it up then. So from us at the Cod Pod, obviously this is now a brand of content. So the Cod Pod being the brand, behind the barrel is the podcast as you've known it for the last 5-6 weeks. On Sundays we're going to be bringing the scrimmage showdowns, and linked in within that we're also going to be submitting clips for people into the Cod VOD, which obviously we touched on at the start of the show. So if you guys obviously, you can't stream or there is no way of you guys uploading your clips, etc., we're just going to pull them from the stream, submit them as if it was you guys submitting them, and then you can still obviously win that £15 voucher that's there. So, a little bit of a love back to the community from us guys over here. But
Absolutely.
Axis, a massive thank you, mate, for coming on today. Obviously, best of luck. We hope you have many successes this year, especially with with your org, Locus Empire, and everything else that you've been involved in. We hope your Twitter hits that 1,000, and best of luck. So keep up the good work. Thanks for all those who have listened on YouTube. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new around here. Those on Spotify, you are absolute animals. And those of you guys that do listen on Anchor FM, we really appreciate the support that every platform's giving us right now. Make sure to give us your feedback, whether it be bad or good. It's all helping us out. Obviously, we know the things that we're doing well then, and we also know the things that we need to steer clear of, or what to do to improve. So with that being said, unless any of you guys have got anything else you want to say.
Just a last little reminder of if you fail to see Curran's upload, this podcast now, as you're listening to it on a Monday, will be live from this day every day of the week. Due to the stresses of YouTube. We was always having problems with them, and we was uploading. Something would always go wrong, so we're not rushing. And so Stanno doesn't have to rush with the editing, and Ash doesn't have to rush. We've decided to chart the Sunday night upload, and we will be uploading for 6 p.m. GMT on a Monday.
Yeah. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Actually, I was.
So, thank you once again, Axis.
Yeah.
No problem, boys. They're doing amazing things for the album scene, so it's good to give a bit of love back.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll be on tonight, bit of cuisine royale, lad.
Oh yeah. Get that saucepan on. Get the colander.
Right. From all of us here at the Cod Pod, guys, we hope you have a fantastic day. And Axis again, mate. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
No problem, boys.
There you go.